Jack Harlow is making his way into rapping nobility, if such a thing were to exist. And we all know that luxury comes with that status. Although he isn't like your typical rapper, even he wants to go on a shopping spree from time to time. After all, he's human. From custom diamond rings for his team to a mint rollie, here's how our favorite Mr. Jack Harlow spends his millions of dollars. He's a relatively private rapper, so not much is known about his wealth, but according to estimates, he could be worth anywhere from $5 million to almost $10 million. Now let me tell you about how we first came to this assumption. So every day, 700,000 people watch Jack Harlow's YouTube account. From what we know, it's pretty easy to estimate that the Jack's YouTube channel earns $80,000 in monthly ad income and $1.2 million per year. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is without counting all of his other streaming platforms. So one question remains. How does he spend all of that money? Well, as we said earlier, Jack Harlow ain't your everyday rapper, and he loves to give back to his community and people. He's got a whole bunch of championship rings too to commemorate his achievements. Rather than purchasing something for himself, the Louisville, Kentucky artist commissioned 8 diamond rings for his musical collective Private Garden, as well as himself. The ring, designed by Alex Moss of Alex Moss, New York, is a one-of-a-kind and worth a total of $110,000 USD. Each of them. With Harlow's being the costliest with a bigger diamond setting, each ring is made of 55 grams of 14-karat white gold and is meant to resemble the size and weight of championship rings won by professional athletes. The eye-catching accessories are adorned by only quality VVS diamonds and customized with teams' names and the 502 area code on the side. Harlow casually dropped $1 million to congratulate his team. So the serendipitous encounter between famous jeweler Alex Moss and Jack Harlow 2 years ago at the outset of Harlow's career resulted in the set of Private Garden championship rings. But despite the passage of time, Alex was the only jeweler who sprang to mind as Harlow expressed his gratitude to everybody around him. Well, this isn't the only thing that Harlow got made by the jeweler. The rapper once again enlisted the help of the famous jeweler to produce another iced out accessory. Harlow commissioned Alex Moss to create his rendition of Static Major's renowned State of Kentucky necklace in honor of the late artist. The huge pendant is joined to a matching thick flat curb necklace by an iced out loop on a sliding hinge, shaped like the southeastern state delimited by the Ohio River and the north of the Appalachian Mountains in the east. Jack Harlow's new necklace boasts 61 carats of VVS diamonds and 5 kilos of 14-karat white gold. Despite the fact that the item contains over 4,500 stones, each superb glistening diamond was placed by hand to finish it. So it's worth noting that the hometown of Harlow and Static Major Louisville is distinguished by a massive sapphire. The estimate cost of this chain ranges anywhere from $200,000 to 2 trips to your mom's house, or $400,000. Now, jewelry isn't the only thing that Harlow loves spending money on. He's also pretty obsessed with shoes, especially if they're from New Balance. Jack Harlow has never been shy about his affection for New Balance. So on sneaker shopping in December of 2020, the rap sensation showed off a handful of new pairs in his collection. With presenter Joe La Puma, the What's Poppin' singer, went to Soul Stage in Los Angeles and he spent like $1,300 on just 4 pairs of sneakers. Harlow bought the white Jolly Rancher X New Balance Cowie, the Omnis Low White, and the Jaden Smith Vision Racer Wavy White, and the Ubiq 1600 collab before leaving the store. During his time on the show, Harlow revealed why he's so infatuated with New Balance. According to him, in the city where he's from, he was surrounded by kids who were wearing Nike and Jordan. He had no issue with it, but he always wanted to stand out from the crowd. He said he remembered buying some 574s in high school, which were navy blue, and then he wore them to school, and everyone was like, "Man, what the hell are you wearing?" Harlow already liked how the shoes looked, but the fact that other people didn't like them made him love them even more. The rapper even revealed that he had around 40 to 50 pairs of shoes at home at the time. He says that he isn't a sneakerhead, but we don't think that most people would own that many pairs of shoes if they weren't a sneakerhead. Harlow actually revealed the fun fact that he used to wear shopping bags as shoes. The reason being, most of his shoes had sweat on them, which is bound to get ruined if it rains. So what are other things that are rapper cliches? Well, take a guess. Did you guess watches? Oh, thank God. Okay. A while back, Harlow appeared in a video for GQ and talked about 10 things that he could not live without. And one of these things was a Rolex Sky Dweller. Now, this watch can price anywhere between $35,000 and $40,000. Harlow said that he was in love with the watch and he liked the color of the specific piece. He doesn't have a taste for yellow gold, and the silver watch can go with many of his outfits. According to Harlow, he never actually fantasized about watches while growing up, but now that he had one, he could really see himself building a collection. The growing phenomenon is also really into basketball and owns a wide variety of NBA jerseys. In fact, he was even gifted a Miami Heat jersey by Tyler Harrow, which we featured in our video previously. Well, it so happened that the rapper gave a massive shout out to the Miami Heat star in a music video back in 2020. The name of the song was, well, you guessed it, Tyler Harlow. As a result, when the two met following a victory for the Heat, Tyler gave him his game-worn jersey as a thanks for the shout-out he had gotten. Now, you'd expect Jack Harlow to be a big spender on cars. After all, rappers are known for having the fanciest of the fence. But until now, it seems like the rapper has wisely stayed out of the flex war. And the only vehicle that he's actually been seen out with is his Jeep Wrangler. But that could change at any time soon. After all, he's literally earning millions of dollars. But also, he's a very private person, so he might already have a couple in his collection that we just don't know about. Now, we've talked about Harlow's spending habits, so let us tell you about some of his lesser-known facts. Did you guys know that he's been rapping since he was 12? Harlow's meteoric climb to prominence at such a young age may appear incredible, yet he's no overnight sensation. Since he was 12, Harlow's been spewing bars, and not only for his parents. After relocating to Louisville with his family, and he paired up with a buddy, Sharath, and began recording songs with a Guitar Hero microphone and a laptop. He soon acquired a professional microphone and recorded his debut mixtape under the alias Mr. Harlow. And, well, he got into rapping business because of his mom. Most people are introduced to rap through school or their buddies, but not Harlow. In his interviews, he said it was my mommy. Now, but he did mention traveling to the record store with her to buy Kanye West's Late Registration. She then played him the Marshall Mathers LP when he was 7 years old. He understood exactly what he wanted to accomplish from his life from that moment forward. Harlow has been producing music since he was 12, but if it weren't for DJ Drama, he could still be doing it in his bedroom instead of the studio. He obtained work at the Georgia State University cafeteria to supplement his money after arriving in Atlanta to pursue his aspirations. A month later, he met DJ Drama at Mean Street Studio, and the record executive and music promoter was so taken with what he heard that he signed him immediately to his and Don's Atlantic Records subsidiary, Generation Now. Harlow's even got 2 Chainz representing the label. We all know that high school ain't easy, and most rappers don't even have a formal education. Harlow isn't exactly different. He may be a fine rapper, perhaps even a great one, but it's his songwriting abilities that have helped him stand out from the crowd. You'd think someone with such a flair for words would flourish in school, but actually in an interview with Cool Accidents, he said that his schooling always took second to music. I cheated my way through high school, he explained. I fabricated my whole schooling. However, I was laser focused on this, and I knew exactly what I wanted to achieve. Well, at least he knew what he wanted to do. I mean, most people go their entire lives not realizing what they want to do. Recording music isn't easy. You have to concentrate, and a little peace and quiet goes a long way in finally producing a good song. But Jack Harlow lives life on a totally different mantra. Confetti was the title of his most recent mixtape because it sounded like an explosion of confetti. The music is upbeat, it's cheerful, contagious, enjoyable. Partying with people while practically filming has aided Jack in achieving these enormous good time moods, according with him. One of his biggest thrills is bringing people together, and a lot of his songs were made with a lot of the people in the studio. Moreover, he also said that some of the songs from Confetti were made with 15 to 40 people in the studio while recording, and he did that so he could feel the energy. With more people in the room, there's pressure on the artist to entertain everyone listening, and when they do, they end up recording something great. So what do you think about Mr. Harlow? Now, honestly, I think he's one of the less flashy artists out there. We love him for it. So he's establishing his own brand, and he has a bound to be a hit, or continue to be a hit. And that brings us to the end of the video. So thanks for watching how Jack Harlow spends his millions.